Hello guys, it may be a while before I do any more interviews. Reason is I racked myself up pretty bad in a motorcycle accident the other day and I'm in a lot of pain. Unable to get around. Up until a couple days ago I couldn't even walk at all. Now I can get around. It's very painful. Every step is very painful. Basically what happened was Jen had an early interview the other day. And so she took her bike to town for the interview, and then later on, I met up with her, had our breakfast and coffee, and then we decided to go shopping at Hypermart. And so I said, well, I'll follow you, 'cause she knows all the shortcuts to get there. So I'm following Jen and just going along normal. Roads are a little bit slick 'cause it had been raining that morning, but just drive along normal, not speeding, not doing anything. And next thing you know, I'm laying there in the middle of the road with my bike on top of me. No idea what happened. Just happened really quick. I'm just laying there in the middle of the road. My bike's on top of me, and I hit the ground really, really hard. Busted up. I broke some ribs. Definitely cracked some ribs. Every time I take a breath, it hurts. I've got some pictures I'll show you of my side. It's like 1 foot of just black and blue on my whole hip. My hand, this hand right here is broken. My thumb was dislocated. You see it's all black. It's like compared to the other one. And I can't do anything. I can't even pick up my toothbrush with my hand. And just breathing hurts. But yeah, I hit the ground really hard. It's weird when something like that happens. You just drive along. 1 second you're driving along, paying attention, doing everything right. And the next thing you know, you're on the ground with no idea what happened. Some boys came along and helped me get my bike up. First thing you do is you check yourself out, realize nothing was seriously broken. I was able to get up to my feet. Fortunately, I was wearing motorcycle boots, jeans, and a jacket. And so it could have been a lot worse. But I hit the ground really hard on my right side. And I had that bike on top of me, 400-pound motorcycle on top of me, which didn't help. And then my hand, I think, on the impact, my hand went through the grip and bit my thumb all the way back. And I think that's what dislocated my thumb. But I haven't been in this much pain though since I had my open heart surgery. I was thinking about it the other night. Every inch of my body hurts. It's my right side, my left side. So I can't sleep. I try and lay on this side, that hurts. The other side hurts. Fortunately, I've got a wonderful wife who's been nursing me and taking care of me and looking after me. Plus, I've got some friends who've been helping me out, so I'm fine. And I have medical insurance, which I decided not to go to the hospital. I've got cash if I needed to spend money on medical care. But if you broke ribs, I've broken ribs before, and there's nothing you can do for it, really. They put some tape on there or whatever, but you can't really do much for cracked ribs. Same with a broken hand. I've broken this hand before in a car accident back in the 70s. Broke 3 bones in it. And then I broke it a couple other times, different things I don't remember exactly what, but broke my hand a couple times, and I know that you just have to let it heal. You can't put a cast on a hand, so just gonna have to tough it out. And this is the hand I use for my clutch. And so how I drove home, I don't know. But I drove home, got on my bike and drove home. I didn't collide with anybody else. I didn't hit any other vehicles. But after we got to the Hypermart, and I think you're in kind of shock, and I didn't even know why I was in Hypermart. And then slowly over the afternoon, it kind of came back to me. I've got a vague idea of what happened. There was this big yellow truck, picture a Tonka truck, a dump truck, those yellow ones, and it was spewing diesel fumes in my face, right in front of me. And so in the intersection, that truck stopped altogether. So I went to go around that truck. And when it was going around that truck, I could see ahead of me and I could see the left. Everything was clear. But what happened is somebody came flying along from the right corner of that truck, the front of it, across right in front of me. And I think I immediately slammed on my brakes and just wiped out. And if I hit the other bike, I don't know, because there was no other bike laying there. Maybe they got up and left because they knew they caused the accident. I don't know. But there were a couple of students there. I thought they were police because they had uniforms on, but a couple of boy students, and they helped me get my bike up, and I got on my bike, and Jen showed up because she was behind me, or she was in front of me, but she saw me in the rearview mirror, and she came back to check on me. And I said, look, let's just go on to Walmart. Let's go. I wanted to get out. I didn't want to stay there with all this crowded people around me. So the bike started up. I mean, front forks were a little bit twisted, and made it to Walmart, which is about 2 or 3 kilometers away. Get to Walmart, we went inside, and my friend Steve was there with Charlene, because they were following even behind me. They didn't see the accident though. And so we all went into Hypermart and just decided not to shop at all. Jen said she just wanted to take me home. So I get on my bike, and Steve's making sure that I'm able to drive, ask me questions to make sure, I'm not, delirious or something. I was able to answer his questions. Get on the bike and I drive home. It's like another 5 kilometers, again with a broken hand. So every time I'm shifting gears, I'm squeezing that clutch level in with a broken hand, which is extremely painful. I mean, really painful. But I made it home. And of course, Jen wanted me to go to the hospital. We've got insurance and everything. But I just I know what happens in these hospitals. You go there and you're going to sit there in the waiting room for hours and hours, sitting there waiting to be seen. And then some intern's going to come out, look at your hand and look at your side. And you can't do anything for, I don't think I broke my hip. I think maybe might have a hairline fracture, but it's all black and blue. There's a picture I'll be showing at the end of this video, and you can see how black and blue my hip is. That's all I'm going to show you. My backside's black and blue too, but I'm not going to put a picture of that on the internet. But that was the worst thing, was my hip, because I couldn't even move my legs at all to put them up to when I was home sitting on the sofa. So Jen would have to lift my leg up and put it on the table to take the weight off. And it was just extreme pain in my right hip. I mean, really, really bad pain in my hip. It just kind of froze me up. It hurt so bad. And then I couldn't sleep, like laying in bed. Like I couldn't obviously lay on my right side because it was all messed up. Couldn't lay on my left side because this whole arm, my left arm, must have got jammed or sprained or something. So from my shoulder all the way down to my hand is really, really sore. And of course my hand is useless. I can't do anything with my hand. And I'm left-handed, by the way. So that's kind of put a damper on things. But, no broken bones. Nobody was injured. Nobody else was hurt. Could have been a lot worse. And I just, honestly, it's like, I'm a very careful driver. And I said the other day, when Stephen had his accident, we were on our trip in a car. I stay away from other drivers. Something I learned a long time ago, just stay away from other drivers. And I was, I wasn't close to that truck as far as I remember. But the moment of the accident, I don't remember that at all. I still don't. I had a helmet on too. I had a helmet on. I didn't hit my head at all as far as I know. I haven't looked at my helmet yet because I can't make it down the stairs to look at my motorcycle. But I just hit really hard. Like if you pick me up in the air like 5 feet and slam me on concrete on my right side, that's kind of like what I feel like. When you're old, everything hurts. You fall down and, you don't get up as quick as you used to. When I was young, I've had many motorcycle accidents when I was younger. I used to jump them and go trails and ride in the mud and, motocross type stuff. And I'd wiped out all the time. I wrecked a couple of motorcycles, but back then when you're a teenager, or you're in your 20s, you bounce back really quick. You hurt yourself, you're fine the next day or a little bit sore, but I was worse the second day than I was the day of the accident. I think once the adrenaline, wears off and you get the full reaction of the damage you've done, like the next day was way more painful than the first day. However, we put big ice packs on my hip and then hot shower, nozzle on there going hot and cold. So the swelling went down a little bit on my hip, but then it all turned black and blue. I mean, just black and blue, which you'll see in the picture I'll put up later. And my ribs hurt, but they weren't that bad. And then last night, as I'm laying there in bed in agony, I moved my arm just a certain way, and something, it felt like when I moved my arm, like somebody stuck a knife in my side, and just extreme pain in my ribs there. But I don't think anything's broken. I think it's just they're cracked, you know, but that just really hurts. So whenever you breathe or cough, you know, that hurts really bad. And my wrist is sprained too. So, you know, and my knee's all messed up, my right knee. It had a big hematoma on it, but that's gone down. My knee looks bad, but that's like the least painful of all my injuries. So, I mean, you know, I've said it before, and you hear it all the time among the expat community, that if you ride a motorcycle or a motorbike in the Philippines, it's not a matter of if, but when you're going to have an accident. And I guess this is my win. I've dumped the bike a few times, probably 4 or 5 times in the last 3 years that I've had it, you know, like just someone cut me off, put my foot down and on the side of the road, and there was a drop off, and the bike fell over on top of me, hit a rock and fell over, got a flat tire and fell over. I mean, minor things where nobody was really interested. Scuffed my knee up a couple of times, but this is the first time I've really had an accident and been injured. And like, fortunately, like I said, there was no other vehicles involved. But you know, I've got a family doctor. I could go there, but again, to get in like, I obviously can't ride my motorcycle, but to get in a tricycle on a bouncy road, every single, you know, bump in the road is going to be extremely painful, just to get there and find out that there's really nothing they can do for me, you know. I've got, you know, several bottles of aspirin. Thank you, my subscribers that have brought me aspirin. I've also got a bottle of Tylenol, which one of my friends gave me. Lamar, thank you, Lamar, for the Tylenol. And so, you know, I've got pain medication, so I'll be okay. And then a little rum and Coke don't hurt. So I'll tough it out. I'm okay. I mean, you know, now Jen's wanted me to get rid of my motorcycle and everything, and I'm not going to do that. It doesn't even need to be repaired, really. I think the lever, the brake lever on the right-hand side's bent. I might have to get that replaced. But that was the only real damage to the bike, except for the front forks are a little bit twisted, which I can untwist them. But, you know, all I can say to you guys, if you're out there, just be super careful and always wear a helmet, because you never know. I see so many guys riding around here, even foreigners, they've got their helmet on and they don't buckle it. They just got it sitting on their head, like they're complying with the law here, the helmet law, but by having it unbuckled, they're being a rebel or something. But if they go down, that helmet's going to go off. If I didn't have a helmet on, I'm sure my head must have hit the ground, because I even broke my watch, my Omega. I shattered the crystal in my Omega. And so if I didn't have a helmet on, I probably would have got a concussion or head injury, or worse, you know, might have got killed. So I did have the helmet on, and I'll always wear a helmet. But that's it. You know, if I interview anybody out there that's waiting to be interviewed, that's here in Dumaguete, you can come out to my house. We can do the interview here, but I just can't go anywhere. I'm not going to risk getting in a tricycle and going all the way downtown to meet somebody for an interview, and it's just too painful to get around. And I think I'll heal faster if I just take it easy. And I'm so lucky to have a wife like Jen. I mean, she's just been incredible. I mean, it's like was a trained nurse, the way she's taking care of me. I mean, I don't know what I'd done without her, especially that first day when I was in a lot of pain. She helped me out a lot. So we got a good wife, you know, and, you know, I've got a nice place to recuperate here. I've got friends, you know. I've got, you know, like I said, if I needed to go to the doctor, I can do that. And if anything gets serious, I know, you know, my body, and I'll go. But right now, I think it's just going to take time. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you want to be on the show, send me an email. It's in all of my videos in the description. It says markfthornton@yahoo.com. Send me an email, and I'll try and meet with you, hopefully here, because I'm not going to be able to go anywhere for a while. But I'll recover, you know. I've been hurt before, and I'll probably get hurt again, but that's just life in the Philippines, you know, and I still wouldn't trade it for the world. So I don't have one single regret about I don't even regret about buying my motorcycle and being out there. I mean, these things happen, you know. These things happen. It's just part of life, you know. If I didn't have a motorcycle, I might have been in a tricycle, got hit by a Mack truck. You never know. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm sure I'll get some nice messages from you. Thank you in advance. I can't text, by the way. I mean, it hurts to text, and I'm left-handed, so I do all my typing on my phone with my left hand, a little bit with my right, but mostly my left. So don't expect a bunch of long responses to your comments, on this one, but I will read them all like I always do. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.